All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are going to take a single, simple verse from the Bible, one you've probably heard a million times, and we're going to crack it open to reveal an incredible cosmic secret hidden inside. This isn't just a story about a man named Jacob. Oh no, this is a journey about the sun itself. You're not going to want to miss this.
So here it is, Genesis 28, verse 10. And when you look at it, you think, okay, simple enough, right? A guy leaves his hometown, goes somewhere else. But for the mystics, especially in the Zohar, these ancient words are not just a story, they're a code. This is the first line of a blueprint that describes something happening not on some dusty road, but across the entire architecture of creation itself. I want you to picture this. Just imagine it. The sun is hanging low in the sky, and it's casting this warm, golden, almost holy light over the land of Beersheba. And this isn't just regular sunlight, you know? This is the light of a spiritual domain, a place of incredible safety, of harmony, of pure mercy.
But now, the journey begins. That light starts to fade into twilight. You can feel the wind shift. Every single footstep Jacob takes on that desert road is one step further away from that protected, sacred atmosphere. The world is getting darker, more uncertain. This is the moment of transition.
Because you see, this is so much more than a man running from his angry brother. This is a fundamental shift from a reality governed by one set of spiritual laws to a completely different one. He is literally leaving a world of light and walking into a world of twilight. He's moving from one dimension to another.
So let's start on the ground floor. We'll begin with the literal story, what the sages call the Peshat. Think of this as the cinematic version, the simple, surface meaning of the verse.
And on this level, the story is incredibly human, right? You've got Jacob leaving his home, Beersheba, which means the Well of the Seven. It's this sanctuary, this place of holiness built on his family's legacy. And why is he leaving? He's on the run. He's fleeing the fury of his brother Esau. And where is he going? To a place called Haran, a name that in Hebrew sounds a lot like anger or wrath. So you can just feel the tension here. He's moving from this place of spiritual wholeness and safety, and he's heading straight into hostile territory, a place of conflict and real spiritual danger.
And right here, this is where the Zohar unlocks a secret door on the text. It asks this absolutely profound question. What if we're not just watching a man take a walk? What if the Torah is using Jacob's story to teach us about a fundamental cosmic process, the journey of the sun across the sky?
Get this, because this is the whole secret. The Zohar connects Jacob's journey to this famous verse in Ecclesiastes. The sun rises and the sun sets. And it says the sun rises, that's Jacob in Beersheba, shining in his full, holy power. And the sun sets, well, that's Jacob leaving, heading toward Haran. The verse literally says when he stopped for the night, the sun had set. But the sages say, no, you're missing the point. The sun set for him. Jacob is the sun. His personal biography is actually a map of a cosmic reality.
So, if Jacob is the sun, what in the world does it mean for a sun to just get up and move? You know, to make this incredibly deep idea a little easier to grasp, let's use a modern analogy. I want you to think of this whole thing as a cosmic server migration.
Okay, so check this out. Jacob's soul is like a holy server. It's this super powerful core processor of divine light. Beersheba, that's its home network, a protected, secure domain where it runs perfectly. But Haran? Haran is a completely new external network. It's a different operational theater, running on a totally different system. The mission, then, is to migrate this core code, this holy light, from the home server into this new zone. And the real challenge, the whole point of the mission, is to do it without any data loss, without getting corrupted by a hostile environment, and without losing your source integrity.
All right, so let's roll up our sleeves and dive into the cosmic engineering behind this whole migration. To really get it, we need to understand the Kabbalistic mechanics. I mean, the actual spiritual physics of these divine worlds.
Now, to understand these mechanics, we've got to have a quick chat about the Sefirot. The simplest way to think about them is as 10 fundamental channels or attributes through which the infinite, unknowable divine essence actually shows up and interacts with our world. They're not separate beings. Think of them as the building blocks of reality, the divine operating system.
So in this cosmic drama, there are 4 key players, 4 of these Sefirot that we really need to know. First up, Jacob himself. His core spiritual identity is Tiferet, which means beauty, harmony, truth. It's the perfect balance point, and it's identified with the sun. Now, Beersheba, where he starts, is a domain that runs on chesed,
loving kindness, mercy. It's the right arm. But Haran, where he's going, is a place of gevura, strength, strict judgment, discipline. That's the left arm. So Jacob, as the son, has to navigate this incredibly tricky move from a world of pure kindness into a world of pure judgment. Also, he can bring that harmony down into the final Sephirah, Malchut, our material world. That's the destination.
And this table here, it just lays out the stark difference between these two places. It's like they have opposing spiritual physics. Beersheva runs on Rahamim, mercy. The Zohar gives it the symbolic color white. It's a place where spiritual light is covered, it's protected. But Haran runs on Din, strict judgment. Its colors, red, like the fire of judgment, and a kind of blue-black. Its name, as we said, hints at anger. And this last part is absolutely crucial. It's a place where spiritual lights are revealed or exposed. That distinction changes everything.
One of the greatest Kabbalists of all time, the Holy Ari, he explains this concept perfectly. He talks about the spiritual anatomy of the divine, and he says that the upper lights, everything from the chest up, are covered and protected. But from the chest down, the lights are revealed, they're exposed. So for Jacob to move from Beersheva to Haran is for him to move from a state of being a protected, covered light to becoming a revealed, exposed light. This makes him incredibly vulnerable to negative external forces, what the mystics call the klipot, these spiritual husks or shells that can latch on to any holiness that's left unprotected.
So how does he pull this off without getting corrupted? Well, the texts lay out a very precise four-step protocol for this cosmic migration. First, concentration. Before he even leaves, Jacob gathers up all the super high-level spiritual lights from the highest divine world. Second, retraction. In order to travel safely, he has to strategically power down or pull back his exposed light. Like a spaceship pulling in its solar panels before flying through an asteroid field. Third, entry. He crosses the border and enters Haran, the domain of strict judgment. And finally, illumination. See, his goal isn't just to survive. It's to plant a seed of his own essence, of harmony, of Tiferet, in this darker place, to illuminate it from within without being extinguished himself.
So what does all this ancient cosmic stuff have to do with us, here and now? Well, everything. Because the Zohar isn't just giving us a diagram of the universe, it's giving us a blueprint for our own spiritual journeys. This is all about our soul's source code and how we're supposed to deploy it in the world.
Let's break it down with a simple but really powerful analogy. I want you to think about your life as a video game.
Okay, so in this game, your character is your soul. Your Beersheva, that's your safe zone. It's your home, your family, your community, that place where your unique light shines easily and everyone gets you. But you can't just stay in the starting zone forever, right? So the next level is Haran. And that could be anything, a new job, moving to a new city, a difficult relationship, any major life challenge that yanks you out of your comfort zone. Your mission is to carry your essence, your unique light, into this new, harder level. Now the risk is real. This new environment, it might try to dim your light or change who you are. But the reward? Oh, the reward is huge. If you succeed, you don't just survive, you actually elevate that new environment and you integrate its strengths into who you are, returning as a stronger, more complete, leveled up version of yourself.
All right, now for those of you who think more in terms of systems and strategy, let's frame this whole thing as a cosmic engineering directive. Look at how precise this is when we use this framework. The core asset you're working with is your soul's Tiferet, its unique spark of divine consciousness. Your source environment, your Beersheva, is a protected state of integrated mercy or Rachamim. The migration protocol requires a conscious strategic retraction of your exposed energetic signatures for safe passage. Your target environment, your Haran, is an external domain governed by the strict logic of judgment or din, and the objective is crystal clear: establish a holy connection point. Basically, install a higher operating system within this lower framework, all while maintaining 100% source integrity. It's about interfacing with a different reality without losing who you are.
So, look at how far we've come. We've gone from a simple story to a cosmic secret, and then brought it right back down into our own lives. What we've just done is take a complete journey through what the mystics call Pardis, the 4 levels of understanding.
Let's just recap it real quick. We started with the Peshat, the simple literal story of a man's journey. Then we went up a level to Remez, the allegorical hint, where we saw that Jacob is really a metaphor for the sun. Then we got to Drash, the practical, applicable lesson, seeing this as a model for our own soul's journey into life's challenges. And finally, we uncovered the Sod, the secret, the hidden divine mechanics of harmony migrating from a world of mercy to a world of judgment. You see, Each layer adds a whole new dimension of depth without canceling out the others, giving us one complete, beautiful picture of reality.
And this brings it all home. The whole point of this deep, ancient knowledge is to lead us to a very personal question. So I'll leave you with this to think about. As you navigate your own life's journey, what is your Beersheba? What is that place of protected light for you? And what is your Haran? What is that new, challenging territory that you are being called to enter and to illuminate?
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.